Vietnamese Chinese Coast Guards conduct joint patrol in Tonkin Gulf. Prime Minister held phone talks with U.S. President. Vietnam launches first ever free trade agreement portal. Vietnam International Fashion Festival to open on December 25th. Hello and welcome to FBNC News with latest updates from Vietnam. I'm THØNG. Vietnamese and Chinese Coast Guards on December 22nd to 23rd successfully conducted a joint patrol in the Gulf of Tonkin, contributing to building the waters of peace, stability, and mutual beneficial cooperation.
The inspection took place after the Vietnam-China Agreement on Fishery Cooperation in the Gulf of Tonkin expired on June 30th this year, and the aim of ensuring normal fishing activities while the two countries hold negotiations on cooperation content for the next period. Vietnam's ship 8004 and 8003, led by Colonel Trần Văn Thọ, Deputy Commander, Chief of Staff of the Coast Guard Region 1 Command, and the China's ship 4303 and 22603, headed by Liu Tianrong, Deputy Chief of the Nanhai Division of the Chinese Coast Guard, joined the patrol. As initially planned, the Coast Guards will patrol their own waters and inform each other about found violations. However, the unfavorable weather conditions hindered their efforts to inspect vessels operating in the targeted points. Although the above-said agreement is no longer valid, Vietnam and China continue to seriously monitor the maritime boundary agreement in the Gulf of Tonkin. Though the monthly exchange of information about violations by fishing boats, the two sides have raised the awareness of their fishermen about the relevant laws and regulations set in the Maritime Boundary Agreement in the Gulf of Tonkin. The patrol played a role in preserving maritime resources in the waters and ensuring their sustainable exploitation, popularizing laws among fishermen while operating at sea, promoting the traditional solidarity, neighborliness, and friendship between the two countries, consolidating confidence and creating friendly and open relations between the Coast Guards and peoples of the two countries.
Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc held phone talks with U.S. President Donald Trump on December 22nd. The leaders agreed that the bilateral cooperation has advanced robustly across all fields since the two nations set up diplomatic relations 25 years ago, especially in recent years. They expressed their belief that the bilateral ties will further deepen in a stable manner, bringing benefits to both countries' people, in which economic and trade cooperation remains the focus and impetus of the relations. A strong, independent, and prosperous Vietnam with an increasingly important role in the region is the aspiration of the Vietnamese people, and this is in line with the U.S. interests. On this occasion, Prime Minister Phúc and President Trump discussed the United States Trade Representative's ongoing investigation of Vietnam's monetary policy and timber materials in accordance with Article 301 of the Trade Act of 1974. The government leader affirmed that Vietnam, as a developing country with limited economic capacity, has pursued a monetary policy in favor of inflation control and macroeconomic stabilization. The monetary policy has not been designed to gain a competitive edge in international trade, he stressed. In that spirit, the two leaders agreed to assign their ministries and agencies to continue working together to comprehensively resolve the concerns of the U.S. and Vietnam, thus sustaining harmonious, sustainable, and mutually beneficiary trade ties. Prime Minister Phúc congratulated President Trump on the successful development of two COVID-19 vaccines at breakneck speed. Meanwhile, the U.S. President affirmed he treasures the country and people of Vietnam and wishes to visit the Southeast Asian nation again in the near future. In the first 11 months of this year, Vietnam's rice exports exceeded 5.7 million tons, down by 3%, but earnings surged by 9.7% to nearly $2.83 billion over the same period in 2019, thanks to the export price increase.
In November alone, the nation exported more than 351,000 tons of rice, earning $189 million with an average price of $537.6 per ton. During the first 11 months of this year, the Philippines was the largest export market for Vietnamese rice with a volume of 1.94 million tons, accounting for 34% of the country's total, earning $910.1 million. The figures were down 1.7% in volume, but up 11.8% in value year on year. Some markets with strong growth in rice export volume from Vietnam included Indonesia up 181%, Australia 58.2%, and the EU 23%. However, rice exports to some other markets saw a high reduction, such as Iraq reduced 65.6%, Hong Kong 24.7%, and Senegal down 32.5%. While 2020 has been a successful year for Vietnamese rice exports, more must be done to accelerate the development of the national rice brand, experts have said. At the World Rice Trade Conference 2020 held by the Rice Trader TRT in earlier December, Vietnamese rice ST25 was named the second best rice in the world. Last year, it was given first prize. This is good news for Vietnamese rice, and the rice exports are forecast to grow strongly in the future. The prize is also an opportunity to create a brand of Vietnamese rice, according to the agricultural experts, because after more than 30 years of exporting, Vietnam's rice industry only has a national brand logo.
Wood export turnover this year is expected to reach a record high of nearly $12.5 billion despite the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as a risk from export markets and the country's policy changes in controlling the legality of imported wood materials.
In the first 11 months of this year, the wood sector's export turnover surpassed $11 billion, representing a 15.6% year-on-year increase. However, the industry has faced anti-dumping lawsuits from the US and the Republic of Korea, specifically for plywood related to commercial fraud and tax evasion. There is a high risk that the US government would apply trade restrictions on this Vietnamese timber. Vietnam has promulgated a decree on Vietnam Timber Legality Assurance System, or VNTLAS. The decree regulates the harvest, transportation, trade and processing of timber in accordance with requirements and regulations of international conventions that the country is party to and requirements of countries that import processed wooden products from Vietnam. However, as it is a new document, many importers still lack understanding of the decree's requirements regarding imported timber. The Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development (MARD) issued a decision on a geographic origin and timber species risk category. This plays an important role in controlling the legality of imported timber.
The Vietnam Association of Seafood Producers and Exporters, or VASEP, said it plans several measures to help its members further penetrate the global supply chain and enable the fisheries sector to reach its export target of $12 billion in 2025, 40% higher than this year.
THØNG, VASEP General Secretary, said despite difficulties due to unfavorable weather, trade barriers such as anti-dumping taxes on shrimp and crayfish in the US and the EU's yellow card for illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing and others, Vietnam's seafood exports increased by 2.5% on average in the last 5 years, and it now ranks in the top 3 in the world with China and Norway. The COVID-19 pandemic reduced exports significantly in the first half of this year, but they have recovered since July. The export this year is estimated to reach $8.5 billion, equal the figure of last year. Trade deals such as the EU-Vietnam FTA, CPTPP, and others with major markets such as the Republic of Korea, Japan, and ASEAN have helped Vietnamese seafood products become competitive in those markets, he said. Vietnam's shrimp exports are expected to exceed 1 million tons by 2025, helping it surpass India to become the world's largest exporter. Deputy Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development Lê Quốc Danh hailed the association's contribution to the country's economic development over the last year, but the sector also faces shortcomings and challenges like small scale of production, erratic raw material supply, and trade barriers, he warned. He urged the sector to focus on resolving these issues, getting the EC to lift its yellow card soon, and increasing the processing rate to add value to its products. Vietnamese seafood is exported to over 160 markets around the world, with the US, Japan, and EU, China, the Republic of Korea, and ASEAN being the largest.
The Ministry of Industry and Trade, or MoIT, on December 23rd held a ceremony in Hanoi to launch the Vietnam Free Trade Agreement Portal, or FTAP, at fta.moit.gov.vn to help the domestic business community make the most of the opportunities brought about by trade deals to which Vietnam is a party. The launch was attended by Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Phạm Bình Minh, World Bank Country Director for Vietnam Caroline Tuck, and Ambassador of Australia to Vietnam Robin Moody. The portal, the first of its kind in Vietnam, has been developed by the MoIT and the World Bank with support from the Government of Australia since February 2019. It provides a smart online lookup tool for enterprises and others who wish to explore various FTA commitments regarding import duties, rules of origin, and services and investment. It also offers information and knowledge essentials to foreign traders, such as market updates and local regulations on imports and exports, as well as sustainable development. Vietnam has signed a total of 14 bilateral and regional FTAs, 13 of which have entered into force, including the New Generation Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, or CPTPP, and the EU-Vietnam Free Trade Agreement, or EVFTA. The Ministry of Industry and Trade, or MoIT, issued a decision to review the application of anti-dumping measures on some color-coated steel products originating from China for the first time.
Accordingly, the companies reviewed the anti-dumping tax rates in the case include Shandong Yehui Coated Steel Company Limited, Shandong Boxing Yinsang International Trade Company Limited, Yefei Techno Material Company Limited, and Zhejiang Huada New Material Company Limited. To ensure the benefits of organizations and individuals, the Ministry of Industry and Trade recommended organizations and individuals register as a related party in the review case to access public information, send comments, information, and evidence related to the reviewed content, and cooperate with the investigation agencies in the process of investigation and review. In addition, organizations and individuals in the process of signing contracts for import, distribution, trading, and use of goods subject to anti-dumping tax should pay attention to the facts that anti-dumping tax could be replaced following the results of the review.
A total of 13 local designers are set to introduce their latest collections at the Vietnam International Fashion Festival, or VIFF 2020, which is scheduled to run in Ho Chi Minh City between December 25th and 28th. The event will see approximately 400 models showcase outfits by famous Vietnamese designers such as Adrian Anh Tuấn, Hà Nhật Tiến, Devon Nguyễn, and Lý Giám Tiền. Furthermore, those in attendance will be able to enjoy the festive atmosphere, in addition seeing a variety of art forms during the event, including ballet performance, magic shows, contemporary dance, and installation arts. The festival is due to get underway as part of the Vietnam International Festival and will open a series of events including the Vietnam International Music Festival and the Vietnam International Movie Festival. And that has wrapped up our program for today. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.